really quickly, I would like to introduce Pastor Genette Howard. Most ladies in this room, you may know her. It may be your first time meeting her, and also to our online audience. I would just like to share, this is a very wise woman. My husband and I went through our marriage counseling with Pastor Genette and Pastor Dexter, and there was one piece of advice I got in that, and I've got a lot of stories, so I'll try not to take up too much time. But in that, I wanted to jump down so bad at a table and share with that question. But I do want to say, in marriage counseling, I brought up, he's a grown man, and he won't do anything. And he asked me to make him a list, and he'll do it. If I make him a list, he'll take out the trash. If I make him a list, he'll recaulk the shower or whatever. And I was like, I'm not doing it. He lives in this house too, and he's a grown man, and he should know this should bother him too. It shouldn't just bother me. And she looked at me. Make the list. And I have that list, and it's still on our refrigerator. We had that list in 2019. He hasn't referenced it at all. But the list is made, and I was obedient. But I do want to say Pastor Genette Howard and her circle of wisdom are more than equipped to be up here and give us tools and resources at any stage of your relationship journey, whether you are a wife, again, looking to be a wife, preparing yourself for that role. It is truly a role. But tonight is about you as a woman. It's you can maybe put the wife to the side a little bit, and we are going to develop you as a woman tonight. Skills that you need in every arena of your life. And again, this very pivotal role of wife, very important role of wife, becoming an irresistible woman. So I would like to introduce to you all Pastor Genette Howard.
All right, ladies, you all can be seated. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to the ladies who are online. It's quiet. I'm impressed with the ladies who are online. We've got just some technical stuff going on with the screen, but thank God for my team. They are working to redesign the slides so they're not so white so they don't send the power out, right? And so hopefully they'll be coming up. Some new slides will be coming up in just a moment. But in the meantime, ladies, y'all come on in and have a seat. I'm trying to see where we want to start tonight because I really need those slides to come up before I start teaching you guys something that I've never taught anywhere before. And so I'm excited about this. But before we do that, I want to lead you all in a meditation. I'm a meditator. Does anybody meditate? Y'all meditate? You know, meditation has different meanings, right? So kind of in the Eastern way of meditation, it's more of emptying the mind. But I believe biblical meditation is more of feeling, focusing the mind and feeling the mind, focusing the mind and then feeling the mind. And so I meditate often. I meditate on the Word of God. Right? And I'm going to show you how I do that. I did this the other morning. It was my personal meditation, and I thought I would take a risk. I've never done this publicly on a platform and led people in a meditation before with this many people. I've done it in really small settings, but not with this many people. But I thought I would lead you all in a kind of in a personal moment I had the other morning. And it was so powerful, I started weeping, and I thought, I'm going to take a risk and do this with you guys. Y'all ready? If you can have your Bible, let's go to Proverbs, the 3rd chapter. I thought it would be a great way to start this out. Proverbs, the 3rd chapter in verse 13. And we're going to read it first. And it's important that you get your eyes on it. Okay? Proverbs 3, verse 13 says, I'm reading, I think, the NIV. Okay, so it may read a little differently than yours. But it says, blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding, for she, wow. Now, I thought the writer Solomon, the wisest man who ever lived, thought he was talking about wisdom. I thought he was talking about understanding. But then he calls wisdom and understanding a she, a woman. He personifies wisdom as a she. He personifies understanding as a she, a woman, the feminine spirit. I thought, wow, this is a good place to pause and meditate, because I am a she. I'm a woman. It says wisdom is a woman. Understanding is a woman. And then it goes, then it personifies wisdom and understanding as a woman, and then describes this woman. Are y'all with me? And so it says that this wisdom, this understanding, which he personifies as a woman, which I take personally because I am a woman, it says that this woman is more profitable than silver. This woman yields better returns than gold. She is more precious than rubies, and nothing you desire can compare with her. Is he talking about wisdom? Is he talking about understanding? Or is he talking about a woman? I believe he's talking about wisdom and understanding and a woman, because we embody that kind of wisdom. The feminine spirit, I believe, is the embodiment of wisdom and understanding. I've heard so many. I just had this conversation the other day with somebody about why in my marriage I'm the one always got to do this. I'm the one that's got to change this. I'm the one, because you are wisdom and you are understanding. That's who you are in the marriage. You are the wisdom. You are the understanding in the house. You are a woman. So it says, for she, this kind of woman, who embodies wisdom and understanding, who owns her role, who accepts this grace on her life, who begins to excel in this grace of wisdom and understanding on her life, who begins to intentionally pursue this grace of wisdom and understanding that is hers by virtue of being born a woman. This woman is more profitable than silver. This woman yields more returns than gold. This woman is more precious than rubies, and nothing you desire can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand. Now let's meditate. Put your right hand out. This is what I did in my meditation. So I began to embody this. I just did. I just put my right hand out. What's in this woman's right hand? It says, in long life is in her right hand. I want you to see yourself, about 20, 30, 40 years from now. Long life is in her right hand. See yourself living long and strong. Beautiful silver gray haired woman, not bent over but upright, strong. Doing whatever it is God has graced you to do. Doing it with strength, grace, and vigor. Living long and strong, that's yours. That's yours. Long life is in her right hand. Now I want you to close that and take possession of that. That's yours. Take possession of that. That's yours. That's for the wise woman. That's for the woman of understanding. Take possession of it. Now I want you to just take it and just deposit it in your heart. Just drop it down in your heart. Phew. That's yours. Long life is in her right hand. And now I want you to see what's in her left hand. Take out your left hand. Put your left hand out. The scripture says, riches and honor are in her left hand. Oh, ba, ba, ba. Ay. Hey. Woo! Riches and honor are in this wise woman's left hand. Riches and honor are in her left hand. Take possession of it. Close your hand. Take possession of it. That's yours. Now just drop it in your heart, where nothing can steal it. That's yours. It says, her ways, are pleasant ways. This is a pleasant woman. Every room she enters in, she brings pleasantries with her. A pleasant spirit, a peaceful spirit, a calm spirit, a joyful spirit. People love to see this woman coming. Her children love to see her coming. Her husband loves to see her coming. He loves to see her coming. He loves it when he receives the message, I'm on my way home. He loves to come home to her because all of her ways are pleasant. And all of her paths are peace. She is a tree of life. Can you just see yourself as a tree of life? Fruit hanging off of all of your branches. People coming to sit under your tree to receive wisdom and comfort, knowledge and understanding, because you are a tree of life. The words that come out of your mouth are life, not death. Blessings, not cursings. That which comes from you brings life to everyone. She is a tree of life to those who take hold of her. And those who hold her fast will be blessed. Anyone who holds on to you will be blessed. You can't make them hold on to you, but if they choose to hold on to you, they will be blessed. This is the grace that I believe is on every woman's life by virtue of being born a woman. If you choose to own it, develop it, grow in it, that's your choice. And I think it's a lifetime journey. It's a daily choice. But this is a picture, I believe, of this woman that I've been having this conversation with the Holy Spirit about, called the Irresistible Woman. I found her in the scriptures. That's good, ain't it? That's too good. I didn't even come up with that. I mean, like, that's like totally out of like the prayer closet, like 2 days ago. I was weeping as I went through that meditation for myself and saw a picture of my potential. Not that I've already arrived, but I saw a picture of what is possible for me as a woman, if I embrace the grace that I believe is on every woman, because the scripture personifies wisdom as a lady, a woman, and understanding as a woman. It helped me because sometimes, I'll be honest, I've been resentful of that. I've been married for 32 years to Dr. Dexter Howard. Good, certified good man, but he's a man. He's certified good man. Like anybody that knows him will put a stamp on him, good man. That's who he is. In public and private, he's a good man. He's a good guy. But he's a man. He is a man. You make the list for him, Nicole, because he is not a woman. He is a man. Mistake number one when you get married, ladies, and I'm not going to give you a whole bunch of tips and tactics. This is about something a little bit deeper. But mistake number one is you marry a man, then expect that he's a woman. You expect that he's like you. He's not like you. He's not like you. His brain's not wired like yours. It's the feminine and the masculine. We are yin and yang. We are not the same. He's not like you, and as quick as you just own that, and it's not a deficit. My husband has heard me say this publicly, but I'll be honest with you, when we first got married, I thought my husband was slow. I wish somebody had taught me this. There he is, the furthest. He's brilliant. There's nothing slow about him. But he processed so differently than me. He could only do one thing at a time. We do 85,000 things at a time. He can only do one thing at a time. Now, do you want me to do this or do that? Because I can't do both of them. You can't. And he was good. At least he said, write the list down. I don't make my husband a list. We focus on one thing at a time. Right? Because as soon as you go into, you got to say, I need you to, because number two is you have overwhelmed him. You can't tell him. He going to shut down if you tell him to. Give him one thing. Young, if you're raising, this is just some little tips, and we're going to get into some deeper stuff. But just some little tips I just feel coming up in my mind. It'll save your marriage. These are little things I've taught women along the years that it's been just breakthrough, revolutionary for them. And I chuckle, because it's so common to me. But it's revolutionary to them because it was causing them so much stress in their marriage. But when the children come along, of course, we know a child, the needs of a baby and infant are endless. They can't do anything for themselves. Nothing. It's endless, the things that you have to do to take care of a child. And of course, you're the mother. He's the father. You're the mother. Worst thing you can do is expect a father to be a mother. What he is wired to provide is a father. As a father, it's much different than you are wired to provide as a mother. Much different. They cannot handle all the 1 million details that are required to keep a child alive. It's a lot. They can do it, but it's completely unnatural for them. It's more natural for you. And so, of course, you get overwhelmed with this little infant in the house. Or if you've got 2 or 3, you need so much help. There's so many things to do. And so, inevitably, the young woman gets frustrated, needs more help, trying to get more help out of him, and all this kind of stuff. She's frustrated. He's frustrated. And so here is what I would encourage you to do. This is what I have said. What is that one thing that your husband can do every day that will relieve you the most? Name one. Don't say it quick. Think about it. What is that one thing that he can do when he comes home from work for those children that will make the most difference for you? What is that one thing? All right. Here's what you do. You go to him and you tell him that one thing and tell him the difference it will make for you. Can you bathe the children every night? So while you're bathing the children, I can do so and so, so and so, so and so. I said, I guarantee you your answer will be yes. And he will do it like clockwork every night. It will be his assignment. It's one thing. In our house, the one thing was, or it's kind of 2 things. It depends on, we've got a lot of kids, 6 children. Now, we raise a lot of kids and live different ages and stages. But sometimes the one thing was he did baths and showers. I mean, that was his job when it was time for baths and showers. It was everybody get baby shower, baby shower, baby shower time. And then if they're little, he rocks babies to sleep every night. He gets them to sleep. You see what I'm trying to say? That was his. Now, he could do more than that, but I mean, it became like his job. I mean, like, he had to get home because, man, I got to get home because, you know, I rock the baby to sleep every night. I got Jen depending on me. Because, see, I do the showers, man. I got to be, no, man, I got to go. I got to, because that was his one thing. He knew that one thing that would make the most difference for me, right? It became his job, his assignment. He attached a whole identity to it. I could depend on him to do it. He knew I was depending on him to do it. Does that make sense? Give it a try with your man. He's different than you. To this day, he doesn't know. He doesn't even know this. What I'm teaching you, he don't know that's how he don't know. He don't know how I've been training him all these years. He don't know. He doesn't know these secrets, right? He does not know this. I still do it to this day. When I get overwhelmed, I find one thing. He doesn't know I do it, but I'll find the one thing for him that will make the most difference in my life. I'm a wife. I'm wired to handle a lot. I'm a woman. I'm the feminine energy. My highways go all over the place. I'm wired that way, but we get overwhelmed like everybody else, right? And so I will sit and I'll think, instead of getting frustrated, why he can't see I'm tired? Why he can't see this? He be done. Why he can't see that? Why he can't see that? He can't see it. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know why. Ask him why. I don't know why. But I've discovered over all these years, they can't. They don't. But they'll listen. And so you discover, what is that one thing? Don't give that brother a laundry list. He's a man. He's not a woman. He's a man. He's different, and it is not a deficit. It is not a deficit. It is by divine design. He is different. It's not just your spouse. Okay? It's the masculine energy. And when you understand that, you know, you just start working with what is, not what you wish was. Work with what is. Right? It's going to help you. I'm telling you, it's going to help you. Just that little tip alone. I got to give you a whole lot of them. All right? But just that little tip alone. I just did it with, I got a lot going on. And then I had my friend coming into town, and she stays at my home. I have a lot going on, way beyond wife class. And so I was a little overwhelmed. You know, I like when I host people in my home, I like my home a certain way. And so I gave him his one thing to prepare for Marshita coming. Did he deliver on your one thing? He delivered. She walked in her room, towels were laid on her bed. He had candles lit. That was his one thing. I didn't tell him, it's your one thing. But I just said, babe, can you do this for me to get the house ready for Marshita? What is it? And I gave him his thing. Y'all get it? Does that help you right there? Say one thing. Just try. Then when he finished that one thing, give him another one thing. One thing at a time. All right, one thing at a time. Look at God. Here we go. Wow, welcome to Wife Class. We did a meditation. I gave you guys some tips and tricks. All right, tonight, you all, I want to teach this really, we've got so much to get through. You're going to learn from so many more people than just me tonight. And so I want to just release to you and those of you online this thought that I have been just meditating on and thinking about and having conversations with the Holy Spirit in prayer about. And this has just come alive in me, and I want to teach you tonight the formation of an irresistible woman. Does that sound like something anybody in the room wants to be irresistible? Woo! I want to be her. Anybody, tell me, when you hear the word irresistible, tell me what comes to mind? Gotta have it. Somebody said gotta have it. So the man, somebody's got to have you. They feel like they got to have you. They got to have you. Linda. Being seen. Excellent. Ooh, that's very good. Oh, all right. I like that. She said, irresistible woman is the one you will never forget. She wants to be the one he will never forget. Anybody else? Oh, that's good. She said she's the one that's always on their mind. That's so good. Anybody else? What comes to mind when you think about an irresistible woman? Are you about to say something? You're looking at me like some words are just about to roll off your tongue. You don't have anything? Okay, all right. Well, I want to hear it. What is it? Come on now. The one you can't stay away from. Anybody online, what comes to mind? Oh, Dama online says, a powerful woman. She says the one that is always remembered. Oh, unstoppable. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Well, we're going to talk about what an irresistible woman is. And that she is not born, she is formed. She is formed. Another question for you. How many of you know you're a good woman? You would say, I'm a good woman. Everybody in the room, I'm a good woman. You would call yourself a good woman, and some good man would be really, really fortunate to have you because you are a good woman. Yeah, you're a good woman. You're a good woman, but you really want more than what you currently have in your marriage. Maybe you even feel like you deserve more. It's very common. Well, I've been married in this June will be 32 years to the same man, and I've learned this, that you can be a good woman and still not experience the love that you desire in your marriage. Just because you're a good woman. Shoot, you can be a good woman, he can be a good man. I know a lot of good women and good men that couldn't make it in marriage. Right? So after a long time, I thought that to experience more of what I wanted in my marriage, that I had to, be a better wife. If I were just a better wife, if I would do more, if I would give more, right? Then maybe eventually I would receive more. I would get more of what I needed in the marriage. And that is a recipe to wear yourself completely out. I did that, okay? I did that. That didn't work. That is a recipe for just exhaustion. That is a recipe for wearing yourself out. But what I discovered changed everything. And I want to share this with you tonight. You really don't get more in your marriage by doing more, by serving more, giving more, giving more of yourself away. You get more from your man and out of your marriage when you become a woman. And I know this sounds so simple, but it is truth. You'll get more when you become a woman who knows she is worth more. When you know your value, your worth, and you stand in it, you grow in it. This is how you get more. I had to come to that hard truth. Not that my husband didn't love me, but that I wasn't always showing up in a way that required him to love me well. I wasn't always showing up in a way that required him to love me well. That even inspired him to love me well. In a way that he knew, I got to take my game to the next level. I wasn't always showing up that way. See, people always respond consistently they respond to you, how you show up. if that makes any sense. And when I changed how I began to show up in our relationship, he responded differently. And that is true, that holds true to this moment, to this day. What I discovered is this: the kind of woman that is deeply valued, the kind of woman that is pursued, which we all love, the kind of woman that feels emotionally connected in her marriage. She's not born that way, she is formed. And once I began to understand that, I became intentional about the kind of woman I was becoming. My personal value, my personal worth, my personal growth are still my absolute focus. And I show up as a woman of worth. I show up as a woman of value. I show up that way. And it requires him to show up differently with me. Y'all with me so far? Okay. And so tonight I want to give you what I call the Irresistible Woman framework. It's like a framework, right? And as I thought about this woman, and this woman, you know, if we make this woman like a house, you know, the Bible says the wise woman builds her house. I would give this wise woman 5 pillars that her being is built on 5 pillars. So we're going to talk really quickly about these 5 pillars of the irresistible woman. Are you ready? The first pillar is worth. I cannot tell you all how important worth is. Worth is the value that is placed upon a thing. That is worth. It is the value that someone places upon a thing. I remember when I was in business school 30 years ago, I graduated from School of Business, Washington University School of Business. And I remember in one of my marketing classes, and this was 30-some years ago when I was in this marketing class, and that's when Nike Air Jordans were huge. You know, that's when Michael Jordan, it was huge, you know, and Jordans were selling for like $100 something. I don't know. It was a lot back in those days. $100 was like probably $200 or $300 today, back in 30 years ago. But I remember Jordans cost a lot of money, like $100 or something, right? And I remember in that class, we talked about value, like how something gets its market value, right? And so it was such a revelation that guess how much it cost to produce that shoe? It was less than that back then. I remember it was like, I think it was $2 and something. The production cost to make that shoe, the materials and the whole production cost to make that shoe was about $2 and something. The market value at the time was $100 and something. What gave it that value? It was perception. But what gave it that value? This is literally how, and even, you know, I'm a real estate broker, and this is how value is given, even on a piece of property or whatever. The value, the market value, it is the highest amount that a person is willing to pay for it. That becomes its value. Right? It's the highest amount that a person is willing to pay for something. That becomes its value. And it can fluctuate. But that is how value is determined. Your value just as a created in the image and likeness of God, that Jesus Christ would shed his blood for your redemption. And then your value as in the role of a wife is more precious than jewels and rubies in the life of that man. And then just your value, just even if you're unmarried, by virtue of being a woman. You've got to know your value. Number one, this irresistible woman, she is deeply rooted in her worth. She's deeply rooted in her worth. She knows who she is and what she carries. This is the foundation of everything. Her worth is not earned, it is received from God. And she no longer negotiates for what she already knows she deserves. She stops negotiating for it. If you ever diminish your sense of self-worth, ladies, you'll start overgiving. You'll start asking for too little. You'll start tolerating things that should not be tolerated. You'll start negotiating things that should not be negotiated. Now, I'll tell you this. Anytime you're married to a man, well, these are all women, you're going to be married to a man. You're married to a man, and he's going to have to do the same thing with you. You're going to tolerate something because nobody's perfect. You got to tolerate something with living with human beings. You got to just tolerate it. That's just kind of, nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to be walking around on eggshells trying to be perfect for you. Humans are flawed. Right? It could be just you tolerate the fact that he doesn't pick up behind himself, or he leaves his dirty socks somewhere, or blah, 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 blah. Guess what? He's tolerating stuff with you too. My husband tolerates, he's in the house, he tolerates hair. My husband, if you don't know, I got a lot of hair. All my girls got a lot of hair. He said if he wrote a book about girls, he would being the father of 6 girls, the only man in the house with all these women, he would call it hair. He said just hair, just everywhere. And he's very, very neat, very neat. And so he said just the other day, Jen, can you just please, when you wash your hair, all you got to do is just bend down and just get that big wad of hair up. I was like, babe, I got a lot of hair. I know, but just get it up. You got to tolerate something. But you must have some things that are completely, totally intolerable. Oh, there are certain things that are intolerable. You will not call me out of my name. They are non-negotiable. You will not raise your hand to hit me. Don't even look like you're going to hit me. There are just certain things that are just non-negotiable. You will not disrespect me like that. And he has them with me. We know these are non-negotiables. You must. But when you don't know your value, when you don't know your value, you'll put up with anything. And y'all know what I'm about to say. He will come no higher than you require. And all of that is rooted in your worth. That's an inside job right there. You've got to know your worth. You've got to know it. He may forget it. He will go through seasons and he will forget it. He'll take you for granted. You're going to be together for a lifetime. The better you do your job as a wife, he'll start taking you for granted. He may forget your worth, but you can never forget it. The problem is not he forgot it. The problem is you forgot it. And you started tolerating stuff you should have never tolerated. You start accepting way beneath his potential. Because you forgot your worth. Number one is rooted worth. Your worth sets the standard for how you are loved. Your worth sets that standard for how you are loved. My husband treats me at the standard that he sees me treat myself. It is the truth. He thinks I eat way healthier than I really do. You know what I'm talking about. We go out to eat. He's like, oh, no, my wife only drinks water. I was like, no, I wanted a pop tonight. Y'all know what I'm saying. No, she's not going to have that dessert. You know she will. It's like, no, I'm going to have it tonight. You see? But he's treating me at the standard that he is observing me treat myself. Yeah. Number 2, the second pillar of this irresistible woman is confidence. That is a complete inside job. Confidence. The book of Isaiah 30, verse 15 says, in quietness and confidence shall be your strength. A confident heart is, a confident woman has a calm, trusting heart. She is emotionally steady. She's not easily moved. She's not led by her emotions. Women, we are emotional creatures. We are, some of you young ladies in here, you're still cycling. Y'all know what that means, cycling, which means that your hormones are shifting and all of that stuff, and they absolutely do impact, you know, your emotions. There's just, you know, it just is. It just is what it is, right? Right. But you need to understand that about yourself. And even when you are very emotional, just because of where the moon is, y'all know whether you, I live in a house full of girls. We literally, that's all they talk about. What part of your cycle are you on? Are you on the lunar phase or the whatever? It's been a long time since I dealt with that. Right. Wherever the moon is and wherever your cycle is, absolutely, I've lived through all that. You better believe it controls. It doesn't control. It influences your emotional state. Just understand that about yourself, that you're in an emotional state. And because you're in an emotional state, never make decisions in emotional states. Understand, I've trained my girls this. When they're acting funny, I'll say, where are you on your cycle? Yes, ma'am. Go somewhere and sit down. That's really, literally, they can tell you, that's what, girl, go sit down. Let's talk about this tomorrow. Let's talk about this next week. Because you're just emotional. But the irresistible woman understands she's an emotional creature, but she does not let those emotions govern her. She does not let those emotions lead her. I am a postmenopausal woman. I have crazy hormonal shifts. And I will tell my husband, he'll be like, what's up with you? I'll be all right tomorrow. Just talk to me tomorrow. He'll get it. But I'm in an emotional state. But I cannot let my emotions lead me and influence me to say crazy stuff and all that stuff. When you're in an emotional state, learn how to just get somewhere to yourself. Let it pass. It's just feelings. Feelings change like the weather. Acknowledge your feelings. You're an emotional creature. But get somewhere and just be quiet until the feelings pass. Never make big decisions in feelings. You'll always regret that. Okay? But this woman, she's confident. She has an inner stability. She is emotionally steady and not easily moved. When you get off of this, you'll become reactive. You'll become anxious. You'll become inconsistent. You'll just start letting your feelings dictate everything. And that is certainly not a recipe for irresistibility with your husband. Okay? But when you become anchored in confidence and inner calmness, you become calm, you become clear, you become grounded. Are y'all getting this? This irresistible woman, she is confident. She has an anchored confidence. A quiet stability. All right. The third pillar of this woman is intentional presence. Oh, I love that word, presence. Presence is basically the way you choose to show up. Your presence. It's the way you choose to show up. The energy that you bring into the room. Did you know your presence communicates more than words? More than your word. Everything about you communicates. Everything about you communicates. The clothes you choose to wear communicates. The way you choose to style your hair communicates. Your makeup communicates. Your body language communicates. How you walk into a room with a smile or a frown communicates. Your posture communicates. Everything about you communicates something. You are one big communication machine. Long before you open up your mouth, you are communicating. You're communicating something. It trips me out, you know, when I can go into this. Have you guys ever experienced this? You know, like sometimes, you know, on Sundays is my most dressed up day. You know, I pull myself together on Sundays, so I got to be on the platform and on the camera and all this stuff. So I'm pretty much pulled together on Sundays. The other days of the week, y'all be like, Pastor Genette, right? But like if I go into the mall or something as my Sunday self, I get treated so differently. I get treated so differently. I mean, like people are just at my beck and call. Everybody wants to wait on me because I look like I'm somebody. But guess what? They're just responding to how I show up. Try it sometimes and see. I'm communicating probably that I got some resources. I'm communicating that I'm a woman of stature. I'm communicating, you know, some things. Because of how I'm dressed, how I carry myself. Everybody wants to come and sell me something or serve me or take care of me. Right? How come it can't be the same way with you and your man? Your presence. How you show up. You get to choose how you show up. You get to choose the scent that you wear. You get to choose how your skin feels when he touches you. You get to choose what your hair looks like. You get to choose what nightgown you wear. You get to choose how you enter into the room. You get to choose your attitude. You get to choose. The irresistible woman understands the power of presence. And she chooses how she shows up. She chooses how she shows up. She creates an environment that invites connection. Your presence can open the door with your husband, or it can close it. You get to choose. The irresistible woman intentionally chooses her presence, how she shows up, and what she brings into the room. The fourth pillar is influence, and I added to that trusted influence. Proverbs 31 talks about this virtuous woman, and it says, the heart of her husband safely trusts her. She is the most influential voice in his life. And her influence is trusted. She is heard because she is trusted. And that happens over time. She does not rely on pressure or control to get what she needs from him. She is consistent, which creates trust with him. She chooses her tone, her timing, and her posture. to make him feel safe to share. Safe. Trust will give you access. Pressure will always create resistance. So the irresistible woman is a woman with great influence, but trusted influence. It's one of the things that I steward perhaps the greatest, most prayerfully. It's not one of, as I think about it, I'm running through a litany in my mind, and as I think about it, the thing that I steward most is my influence with my husband, because it is very, very powerful, and I have to steward it, because I really feel like I have to answer to God for it, because I am the chief influence officer in his life. Pillow talk is powerful. It always has been. It always will be. And I'm very influential in his life. And the decisions that he makes impacts a lot of people. And so I have to be careful with my influence with him, so it doesn't influence him to make the wrong decisions or timing off or all those kinds of things. I steward it in prayer, because I understand the power of my influence. And over time, it has become extremely trusted influence. His heart safely trusts me. And that makes it even a greater stewardship, right? So I have to be careful with my influence. And then the fifth pillar of this irresistible woman is grace. But I call it disciplined grace, right? So when I think about grace is this, it's more than just, God's unmerited favor. It is that. But grace is God's enabling power. It is the power of God enabling us to do things that we cannot do in our flesh alone. Things that we cannot do in our human power alone. You're going to go through so many situations and circumstances over a lifetime with an imperfect human being in an imperfect, flawed, fallen world. You will go through more trials and tribulations and perhaps disasters and catastrophes and just issues. You're talking about a lifetime partnership with somebody. You'll also have mountaintops and victories and all those kinds of things. But you'll go through hell. There'll be times you'll want to run. You'll have to make decisions sometimes that make you want to throw up. You'll feel like you can't stay one more day or tolerate one more thing or take it one more time. If not from him, his mom and them. His dad and them. His brother and them. Because you married all of them too. Is that too real for you? You're going to need a power greater than you. Flesh and blood can't endure it. Flesh and blood's going to want to run and preserve itself. I can't take this anymore. But then you'll look at what you'll lose. You'll look at what what you're running away from, and I can't do that. I got to stay. How do you do that? Grace. A strength that's stronger than you, endowing you with power, patience, wisdom, grace. This irresistible woman, she has mastered grace. Grace. But also she's doesn't just rely on grace, she's also disciplined. She practices the woman that she is becoming. She practices. You become this kind of woman in moments that test you. As I said, you're not born her, you become her. These 5 pillars are erected one by one by one by one in your life. And they are in order. They are in order. Are y'all getting this? So if by those 5 pillars, if I were to define an irresistible woman, she is a woman who knows her worth. She's confident from within. She shows up intentionally. She's trusted in her influence, and she lives it consistently with grace. With the grace of God. It's not about her size. It's not about her hair. Not about her lips, hips, or fingertips. It's much deeper than that. Y'all getting a picture of this woman? Amen. And you can become her. Anybody want to become her? Yeah, the quality of your marriage is, you got way more impact than you think, ladies. You got way more input in that than you think. All right? We good so far? Can we go? We're going to take a 5-minute break because we're going to transition to our next session. All right, and we're going to hear from what I call my village of wisdom. We're going to hear from them tonight. Thank you all for tuning in online. Wow, y'all got some great participation there.